Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Shahadah binti Abdul Malik. I am from AS1143A1 and today I would like to talk about the movie commentary. The title that I chose is Matilda. First, let's start with a movie background. This movie was directed and narrated by the actor itself, which is Danny DeVito. This movie was released at 1996. The genre of this movie was family comedy, which is really suitable to watch with all our family members. And actually, this movie was the film adaptation by Roald Dahl. The main actor and the actress in this movie are: first is Mara Wilson as a Matilda. Second is Annabeth Davids as Miss Honey. Third is Pam Ferris as a Miss Trunchbull. Fourth is the director itself, which is Danny DeVito as a Matilda's father, which is Mr. Wormwood. And fifth, Rhea Pulsmans as a Matilda mother's, which is Mrs. Wormwood. The synopsis of this movie is about a young girl who is Matilda, who was born in a very miserable family and always ignore her from the day she was born. Matilda, who's the one who took a good care of herself until she was 6 years old. Matilda is very different from other family member because she's very intelligent and very matured girl. She always do the thing by herself. During the school time, Matilda need to face Miss Trunchbull, which is the principal of the school. That's very strict and very scary person. Matilda, once she figure out that she has a telekinetic power, she always put a prank on her parents to find a peace and justice of herself. Matilda also use her power to fight against Miss Trunchbull to get the peace at her school. Finally, Matilda and Miss Honey, who is Matilda's teacher, get their own happiness and live happily ever after. Okay, next is the setting of this movie. This movie was took place at the English village, which is at Matilda's house, library, Miss Honey cottage, and Matilda's school. The storyline of this movie is very interesting. In my opinion, this movie is very fun to watch and it's also suitable to watch with all the family members and to think of logical. Of course, this movie is unreal because a human cannot have a superpower, right? But to entertain us, it's very suitable to watch. Next is the main character of the movie. First is Matilda, who played by Mara Wilson. Matilda is a different girl from other family member. She's very intelligent, very matured girl. She can do the thing by her own. And Matilda have a telekinetic power that she used to fight against Miss Trunchbull. And she used to prank her own parents, which is Mr. and Mrs. Wormwood. And to think about it, I think Matilda is quite like a prankster because she put a glue inside her own father's head because her father is a liar, is a cheater in selling a car. Okay. The second character is Miss Honey, who was played by Annabeth David. Miss Honey is a teacher of Matilda. She's very kind-hearted, very lovely and beautiful teacher. And to think about it, Miss Honey also a victim in this story, in this movie, because Miss Honey was once to get abuse from her own auntie, which is Miss Trunchbull. The third character in this movie is Miss Trunchbull. Miss Trunchbull was played by Pam Ferris. In this movie, Miss Trunchbull is aunties to Miss Honey and also a principal to Matilda schools. She's the first antagonist in this movie. She's also a very greedy person. Because of what? She took all Miss Honey belonging to make hers. The fourth character in this movie is Mr. Wormwood, that played by Danny DeVito. Mr. Wormwood is Matilda's father. He's the second antagonist in this movie. He is a car seller and a liar. Because of what? He sold the cheapest car to very expensive car to a buyer. And he also lied to the buyer that the car is not a brand new one. The car is not in a good conditions. He lied to a buyer that the car is a good and brand new car. And the fifth character in this movie is Mrs. Wormwood, that played by Rhea Perlman. Mrs. Wormwood is a mother to Matilda. She is the third antagonist in this movie. She's only a housewife, but she likes to play bingo and leave Matilda alone at home. The most memorable scenes that I think a lot is during Miss Trunchbull entered Matilda class to find out which one of her students was put a prank on her and want to punish that student. Unfortunately, Matilda once again pranked Miss Trunchbull by put a note on behalf of Magnus, which is Miss Honey's father, to Miss Trunchbull, and says that to give back all Miss Honey belonging to Miss Honey. Miss Trunchbull was a little bit scared, but she decided to throw out one of the students out of the window. Once again, Matilda, using her power to make the student return back and hit Miss Trunchbull. Matilda pranked Miss Trunchbull until Miss Trunchbull scared and ran out from the school. And the school was very happy and very finally find a peace. Okay, in my opinion, this movie is really good. I like this movie very much. It's very interesting and very fun. And the important thing is there is no age needed in this movie. The storyline, the theme, the moral value, and the message in this movie is really clear. We can get a lot of it. I want to give applause to all the actors in this movie because they act as the character inside this movie is really well. They not faking it, and they really deliver it very well, like their own attitude, like their own character. And there's a bit like in the graphic during the flying part, which is it's like a blurrish and we can see like it's a bit fake. Actually, overall of it is fulfill my expectation from the beginning until the end of this movie. So thank you.